Thank you. My next poem is kind of about living my faith daily. Actually, 3 times a day to be exact. My religion. A constant fidelity in small things is a great and heroic virtue. Saint Bonaventure. Everything flows when I turn on the tap, opening the flow. A hands-on prayer every day is a religious baptismal ritual. My faith in doing the daily work washes away any dirty residues. Untarnished peace of mind is my spotless reward of staying on the spick and span path. So what is my religion? I guess you could call me a utilitarian. It's a wake-up school of doing the dishes, not mindfully, but full of an embodied mind. Nothing but worshiping the presence of sacredness and the secular swimming in the same soapy sink. There's no sainthood for dishwashing, yet I do feel a bit saintly when the sink is empty. Sainthood's path is taking in hand necessary tasks and never scrubbing away the magic from the mundane. The rule of Saint Benedict says, regard all utensils of the monastery and its whole property as if they were the sacred vessels of the altar. Doing the dishes should not be a drudgery to desecrate. A mantra echoes as I squirt the detergent into the basin. Cleanliness is next to godliness. In the domestically divine cosmic kitchen, where clean karma is cleaning itself, mysteriously sense God's shoulder rubbing mine. I remember an Instagram post which gives me further peace. No woman ever killed a man while doing the dishes. Yeah, I hope not. And I believe Steph has another a photo to share for my next poem, The Little Cedar. Yeah, great, thank you. I've been working this summer and fall on a memorial poetry park to Dr. William Henry, the world famous poet, Dr. William Henry Drummond, who died in my hometown actually in 1907. And one part of the park is we created my brother and I created a glacial boulder garden. And one limestone rock had a few surprises, which that is one of them, that little cedar tree. Tale of the Little Cedar Tree. My friend Kathy ends her email with one line that stands tall, a little tale waiting to be told. And the tale of the little cedar tree begins. Cedar cones pollinate in the fall. 18 months later, ripened half-inch winged seeds seek soil. What happened to cedar seed is a forever mystery as it journeyed to earth, landing on a limestone boulder. Benevolent boulder accepts cedar growing sideways into its rocky residence. Realizing snow would break its skeletal frame, little cedar bends its bow, bowing for protection. Hunched, hugging the edge, its deformity defying to determine its fate. Stringy roots the size of angel's hair noodles travel curvature of the crevice. Instincts to be underground uprooted. Little cedar will not grow into full stature, never to see its skyward forest kin, unable to be nourished by fertile ground. It clings to limestone as a child to its mother's dress. This alien mother above the earth adopts orphan cedar, giving it shelter and sustenance. Limestone's bony face sits in regal harmony, the 10,000-year-old glacier's geological gift. Celestial songlines of sacred splendor, sun, moon, stars, alight to bathe the boulder. Rain, snow perforate its porous stone skin. Nature's pharmacy feeds all life, connective medicine. A colony of outcasts on this rock island quietly plant their interbeing presence. Moss and grass, green neighbors too, live along the crack line, where unique horizontal cedar tree is making a little history. Thank you. My last poem is one of, I'm creating a literary legacy of a project of poems for each letter of the alphabet. I just started the letter E. I have the letter W, and I'm going to be reading what I did with the letter V. V, you were once thee. Even Shakespeare used yous in plays and poems. Blame it on the Romans, who did not distinguish between V or U sounds. Until the 14th century, V vaulted into its vogue vindicator. V, do you miss your once you? W is next door twin in the house of dictionary. V has attached vivid mental Velcro to my eyes. V is a vexation. V is a non-vicious virus infecting my alphabet. V is the vegetable of my brain. V visually is an upside down pyramid without its floor. V is a 22-second letter in the Roman alphabet. V is number 5 and the number of letters in my first name. V is the third letter of my name. V is a view to vie for. V is a venturesome vocalization into the void. V is a visa to visit various vistas. V is a verbal veracity verbatim. V is on the verge of verifying that very versatile verses are viable vibes. V is Venus, not a virgin vibration. V is a village of vicious Vikings voyaging villainously to Valhalla. V is versa vice, vice versa. Do you want me to say that one again? Okay. V is vice versa, versa vice. V is a vine in the verbal vineyard. V is a vintage violin played with vigilant, vibrant virtuosity. V is Virginia in Venice, opening her Venetian blinds, viewing vampires. V is a vagabond vagrant of various vehement variances. V is a virus and a vaccine to vanish the aforementioned virus vigorously. V is the violet vanguard of the velvet underground. V is a list of virtues: virile, vigor, vast, venerable, vulnerable, verve, vivacious, volcanic, voracious, visionary. V, you're so vain, you probably think this poem is about you, don't you? Don't you? I vow the only way to end this voluminous V poem is to vamoosh with the V sign victoriously.